This week, ITT Tech announced it was closing more than 100 campuses, including the one in Norwood. Joining us to talk more about this and some of the worrisome trends for-profit schools is Simply Money's Nathan Bachrach. And I think that's the key in this conversation, the for-profit schools, right? Talk about this. I mean, I would assume the people going to those schools are worried about it, but there's more to it than that, right?
Well, in the case of the ITT students, they probably should have seen this one coming, because all of a sudden the Department of Education said, you know something, we're not going to allow anybody else to take loans in order to pay for tuition at ITT. So when all of a sudden they started closing off all their campuses for a good number of their students, they should have said, yeah, I think I saw this one coming.
That's pretty crazy, though. As far as the student loans, what happens in that case for those kids that have already applied and got them?
Well, there is going to be some good news when it comes to the ITT students, in that some of them are going to see their loans are going to disappear. For others are going to get help from the Department of Education to figure out how to take the credits that they got and apply them somewhere else. Look, here's a problem with all of the for-profit schools. Very aggressive recruiting techniques. Very aggressive to the point of not being honest about job placement rates. And that what they're very good at, besides, well, they're bad at training, but they're very good at loading you up with lots and lots of student loan debt, to the tune, by the way, of about $15,000 there. Now think about this for a minute. Miami University, University of Cincinnati, Cincinnati State, just to name but three, public schools, great schools, and they don't cost $15,000 a year. There seems to be some myth that it's either more convenient or it's less expensive to go to one of these for-profit colleges. Nothing could be further from the truth.
That's good advice, and thankfully we've heard that those schools are trying to help these kids and adults out.
There's more out there. Corinthian got a $30 million fine. We have DeVry that closed most of their campuses. These are all examples. And I will tell you something. It takes 6 years to graduate. You go to, you look at Miami, you look at Xavier, you look at Cincinnati. These are 50, 60, 70% four-year graduation rates. So you pay more, you take 6 years, and only 30% of the people who go to a for-profit school actually wind up graduating in 6 years. Simply my point here would be, do not spend more for your education in the way of loans to fund it than you plan to make the first year out of college.
All right, 30 seconds left. Tip of the week, something I followed. I followed it.
What?
Getting that.
Yeah, well, here you go.
Appliances.
Listen, it's a scratch and dent time. You've been waiting to get that appliance. Simply Money will tell you it's okay. It's September. I have a scratch and dent model on a front-loader washer, but you can't see it because there's a big sink right next to it.